Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. And today you can see what I'm doing. I am doing a lazysusan. In this case we're doing a repour because this is hideous. Oh my god. Yeah, I tried doing a resin pour and well, the colors are good and everything. I've sanded it down, that's why it's dulled up and scuffed. I don't know what I was thinking when I put the gold down opposite directions of the blue, and I don't even know why I put gold down. It just doesn't work at all. So, the nice thing about fluid art, and even when you've resined something, you can always go over it. You can always pour over. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to turn this lazysusan, I'm going to measure it real quick. We're going to just over 16, about 16 and a quarter. We're going to repour with a paint pour with a color combination that I played with yesterday. Very earthy. Actually, this color combination is inspired by my alma mater, my West Point school, which is a school that has the mascot colors black, gold, and gray. So I'm going to use the same palette I did yesterday on this lazysusan. And I've got my American Floetrol cell activator over here. And I just mixed this up earlier this week for a class I had at home. And I know it's American because I have the blue sticker on it still. All right, so let's just get started. So I have my Glidden 6011N. This is my pillow paint. I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to spin this out and stretch it out a little bit to get it started. But you're going to see, I'm not going to go over the edge yet. Let's give it a spin and see where we are. And I'm not going to pick this lazysusan up because I have it pretty much centered as far as I can see. I do not want to mess that up. Because if you watch me, you know I sometimes have a real problem getting things centered. It is my challenge. It is my gauntlet. Let's see where we are again. And while I do have a quiet moment here as I'm spreading out the pillow paint, I want to invite you to check out my description where I have links to some of the products I use and also some of the educational type tutorials that you might find useful. Now, the underside of this is taped and protected, so it's covered, so when I paint in resin, it will be covered from the backside. That's probably going to be enough. And just so you know, I have a really good video, 312. It's a complete tutorial from start, showing you the taping, showing you all of it from taping off to completing it after it's resin. So it's got every step in there. So it's 312. I'll link it above. Okay, so colors. This is my gold combination, 24 karat gold by Deco Art and iridescent gold by Golden. I don't know how, you know, I swear to God, it's like Toy Story in here at night, where you put your paints away and you come down the next day and it's got visitors in it. Every time. There's lots of stuff. I'm just going to take a break. All right, we'll get going here. If I see anything in it, I'll pull it out after I laid it down. So this is the gold. I'll try to get it as centered as possible. And I'm going to lay a lot down. I want this gold to be ever present. I'm going to go on fast forward laying down the gold. Yeah, this paint is, it's from January. I probably need to retire it. I think I've just discovered and decided the other day, the Australian Floetrol that I've been using for a year and a half, I need to just put it out to pasture because it's done. Yeah, when I say we're going for a lot of gold, we're going for a lot of it because I really want it to be present in here. You don't see me normally putting down that much paint. Plus, I've got a lot of paint so I can use it up. This is a combination of Artist's Loft plain old gray with Golden's high fluid titanium white. Now the gray was really thick when I mixed it with the pouring medium, and I wanted to lighten it anyway. I'll show you the gray here in a second because it's really dark, and I wanted a light gray to offset the silver I have in here as well. Let me show you in a second here what I'm talking about. A little more. I started out with this gray. Now you can see how much darker that is to the gray I put down. And I wanted to lighten it up. It's the only gray I have, actually. And I used this titanium white by Golden, which is high fluid, to not only lighten it, but thin it down. Golden's iridescent silver. This here is a little bit on the thicker side. I wanted to have two different colored grays. The iridescent silver for the sparkle and a little bit of depth, and the lighter colored gray as a counterpoint. Now we have my iridescent pearl by Golden. Iridescent pearl just goes with everything. It just brings a softness to the creation, in my opinion. Bear in mind that anytime I'm telling you things from here on my channel coming out of my mouth, it is either my opinion or it's from my experience, or my opinion from my experience. All right, now I'm gonna probably use up the rest of this black. This is Carbon Black by Golden. I hope I have enough. And there's something weird about this stick. It just comes off the stick funny. I don't know what it is. I might not have enough. Wow. I am going to have to add some more to this. I only need a little more though. Can I get more out of here? That may be enough. You know, I looked at this morning and thought, yeah, I got enough to get through this. All right, we're going to have to say that that's going to have to work. I really don't feel like mixing up another batch at this point. All right, so what I have here is my Berta. This is my 1000-watt hair dryer that does have a cool setting, and I will be blowing this on. What am I blowing this on? I think I blow it on high and cool. So what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to lay down the cell activator, the white and the black. I'm going to blow into it to get it started, and then we're going to blow it out with the hair dryer. I have a step stool that I get up, so I have higher purchase on this creation blowout, and we'll go from there. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I haven't done one of these in a while, so, you know, once you haven't done something in a while, you kind of, it's been a while. So, you kind of get a little pitter-patter in the heart. I want to get enough cell activator down there. Take note how little I'm actually putting down. Get that stuff out of the way. I'm going to blow it out. Whew, I need to take a breath. So I turned down the volume on the hairdryer so don't get blown away by the sound. So I'm aiming my blow dryer right where the cell activator is meeting up with the paint, and I'm trying to get that cell activator to cascade over the paint as I'm pushing it out with the air from the hairdryer. So I'm going to go like this all the way around, not even getting to the edge of the pillow paint until I get all of the cell activator and the paint spread out, so then I can work it from there. So I did tell you this is my American Floetrol cell activator, and I have a really good video. It's video 141. I'll link it above. And in my video, I show you how I make it, and I show you with precise measurements the ingredients that go into it so you can make it for yourself. Let's see if I want to do anything else with my blow here. I had to stop because I got too far. But the truth is, that's going to probably spin off anyway, but it is a good habit to have. I'm going to leave it a little off center. Add some pillow. Okay. Let's stretch this out, and then we'll add some pillow. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I know I usually say go all the way to the edge, but maybe I'll change my mind. You know what? I stay flexible, and I do rely on a lot of feeling as I'm doing these things, what I'm doing. And I cannot quantify that for you guys. It's just, you know, what feels right. A little spread. Although I do need to get an edge over here. Because if it's left to its own device, see, I've already cut off the end of it. When the composition reaches the edge of whatever it is, it starts to roll over, and it kind of folds like that. It started to fold under itself. Okay, let's get the pillow and just kind of give it a little extra. Let's give it a little extra. This will all end up coming off. Never go over the top of your creation. I'll blow in the middle just a little bit. See if I can conjure back some of these cells. But this is American Floetrol cell activator. You know, it's another thing I've learned, and I've never said this before. If your middle is not coming back and you start blowing it to smithereens with the straw, they always look weird. The cells that come back look really messed up. So my advice is, if you get the cell activators too thick, it's not coming back in the middle or whatever the cause, gentle spin. Just let it go. Let it be black or whatever color it is. It'll be fine. Oh, this is not moving at all. But I do need to get that to start shifting some. All right. A little more oomph on that spin. Oops, sorry about the camera. Oops. I'm moving everything. Make sure you're good. So now that I'm starting to reach the edge here, I'm gonna keep pulling it. And you know what? I think a little negative space on this is not going to be a bad thing. I'm going to skip ahead some of this part as I'm pulling out the pillow, and I'll skip ahead in sections as we go forward, and I'll tell you when I do. Okay. A little spin. Probably can go a little faster, get this thing to stretch out faster, but we'll take our sweet time. I need to come over here a little more. So I'm going to just adjust it over this way, just a smidge. There we go. That will get it to happen. There we go. Oh, yes. Oh, it's such a pleasure to watch this stuff evolve. It's such a pleasure. You know, the weird thing about this pouring medium, and I didn't mention what pouring medium I'm using. I'm using up this Sherwin-Williams. That's the number, about 3:1, pouring medium to MinWax semigloss. Is that this this Infinity tends to bring up these weird little circle pearl cells. And I've decided I don't think I like it so much. I thought they were cute at first when I was first playing around with this whole concept of trying out the Sherwin-Williams. But in hindsight, yeah, see here and here, they're different cells than what those are. They're different. They're like pearls. Here's one. They just pop up like it's like a freckle. Now it's not that I have a problem with freckles. Just for my style, for what I'm going for, I'm gonna go back to Valspar. And I've got no end of Valspar. I've got 2 full cans over here. And actually, one thing I'm excited about sharing with you guys is that I've got some semigloss Valspar that I have tried. I've tried this and a pouring medium. And it works fine. It's fine. You don't need to have the high gloss. And the other thing is, it's less expensive. So, when you can have something that works equally well and is less expensive, well, you don't need to hit me twice over the head. Here's a bubble coming up, air bubble. Oh, I just took it out. When you get air bubbles, it's usually from the pillow pushing through. Let's take a look and see how much we have in the middle. The center is so pretty with that gold. That's how much I've got. So I think we're about done. That was very easy, quick, and dirty. And let me just point out something here. This is that gray. And this is the silver. It's probably hard for you to see. The gray adds a pretty softness against that silver. It just, and look at them back to back. It's back to back. That's the silver, and that's the gray. And it just works. I don't know how to explain it. I like the look of it. Let's give it one more spin for good measure. There's something going on over here. What is in there? Is there something in there? Use your light to see. You can use your light, the angle of the light, to see if you have any goobers in there. The time to get out of goobers when it's wet. You know, and if you've watched me, you know I'm not really a big embellisher. I like it natural. Kind of like how I like my life. But I am going to put a couple little strings attached. Flowy things, a little flow. Very little thing right there, very little. We'll do one over here too. The tiniest of embellishment. Just a little tiny thing. I'm really in a chatty mood today. Hope you can see that. I know some of the things I do are so small, but man, I tell you what, the little small things are what add up for the whole. I've got a couple of bubbles over here. So if you have a bubble that comes up and it's white, that means your pillow is pushing through. If you have a bubble that's coming up and there's color underneath, that means your paint. That means the air bubble's coming from your color. All right, we're at 25 minutes. That's probably too long. And this is where we are. Really happy with this. I don't really need to lift it. You can see plenty of it. Okay, I'll be back for the final reveal. And if you want to see an entire tutorial, 312 is your video. All right, we'll be back. So everyone, that's a wrap. And here are the wet results. And then again, here are the final resined results. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I did get a little chatty in spots, but I think I added some stuff that you haven't even heard me talk about before, so hopefully it was worth it. If you're new here, I'd really appreciate you joining me just by hitting that bell, subscribing, and hitting all, and you'll get all my latest art tutorials. For everybody, I would love to hear what you think about this creation. Leave a comment, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. And if you can, hype the video, that would be great as well. Somehow I think it magically does something with the YouTube algorithm, and I would appreciate all the help I can get. And definitely check out my description. I do have a discount code for 10% off for KS Resin. You get 10% off your order, and they give me 5% back toward future purchases, so it's a win-win. And I always use the Liquid Stone UV resistant epoxy. And at the end, I'm going to link my LazySusan playlist so you can see more creations in different styles and color combinations. So I think that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.